Afternoon, guys. About 100 miles outside of Vegas. Sounds like a song. 100 miles outside of Vegas. And I'm pretty renowned on YouTube for liking to check out places that might be abandoned, might have been past their heyday. Kind of spooky, kind of gross. Yeah, I've opened up some canned goods, jars that were probably jarred in 1952, almost passed out. Things like that. Today I want to stop back in the town of Baker because I want to I did a little more research on the town, and it's not only is it a town where a lot of people seem to wander off and die, they seem to stop at these rest areas, and this is like a tourist trap place between Las Vegas and Barstow in LA, more likely. People will stop there, they'll get gas for their vehicles, they'll get something to drink, but they're going to pay sky-high prices in that place for it. But otherwise, there's really nothing much left in the town. They used to have a Bun Boy that was kind of, I guess, a not too clever ripoff of Bob's Big Boy, the Bun Boy out there. That's long gone. They had the Mad Greek Cafe, I believe. That's moved on to Las Vegas now, so it's really just like a town where you got to gas up and get something to drink and pay a fortune for the privilege. But there's still some cool stuff there. There's some obscure history to check out, and well, we're going to go over and do that today. That looks like the town of Baker ahead, nestled down in the valley. We call that the Gateway to Death Valley. It's home to the tallest outdoor thermometer in the world. It measures in at 134 feet tall, which is 1 foot for every degree of the highest temperature ever recorded, which was recorded in Death Valley of 134 degrees. So, a place where people die, and it's also a place, unbelievably, where people get drink sometimes, refreshment, wander off to do some exploring, and then just seem to disappear into the nothingness. Baker Boulevard. This is our exit. We're going to cross over a little overpass over top of I-15. Not a place you want to go wandering off and just screwing around out here. Got a mile in the dead of summer, be dead of dehydration unless you carry water with you. Plenty of it. Down into the town. What's left of it, there's not a lot left of it. We will stop in first at Arnie's Royal Hawaiian, which was quite the place to stop back in the heyday, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, when this was a important stop between LA and Vegas, because cars weren't made as well back then, and it was quite a journey and overheating. There's what's left of the Mad Greek Cafe. Has been leveled. Just the signs. And over on the left is Arnie's Royal Hawaiian. And that's where we'll do our first little visit and check back, because this place gets worse by the year. But it's fun to poke around a little bit. I've stopped here a few times. They had a terrible fire over here. You can see the back of the place is wide open, the windows. Bathrooms and toilets. Yeah, gross doesn't begin to describe it. Certainly seen better days. It's a signature sign out front. It's about 95 degrees, not too bad today. That's the view off of I-15. It's the Baker Boulevard. I imagine it's gotten much better. Oh, we'll poke around. There used to be a lot of records and things inside of the office. A terrible burn back there in a swimming pool. Certainly hadn't gotten any better over the years. A lot of squatters have kicked in doors and made themselves at home here. So if you're into urbex and abandoned places to explore, some of the original, unbelievably, the front is the original bamboo style furniture there. Get your room with your Hawaiian motif. Certainly has not aged well. Just amazed how many pieces of the furniture survived. Just the family just had no dinero to do anything except let it go. But the office used to be full of a lot of equipment, records. It's a good place to party. Anybody home? This is the office in here, and this just gets worse all the time. I'll explore a little bit. This place certainly hasn't aged well since the last time we were here. All the records are everywhere, and now it appears that they had a big fire here. I'm surprised they even were able to put it out. No real fire department nearby. Wow. I want to be careful of rattlesnakes, but like I said, if you're into urban exploring and things like that, this is right up your alley. Let's quiet, roll a little music. A little bit of a cinematic experience here. being careful. I'm kind of picking my route out of here. I want to roll over any boards that could have nails sticking up. Trying to be pretty careful so I don't get a punctured tire. Let's get on to our next place. Let's look at this. Let's look at this big ass thermometer. I guess I can't blame people for trying to make. What we got? $6. Those prices aren't even the latest prices. Yeah, $6.39, $6.55, $6.69 for fuel. That's expensive. Well, I guess the Mad Greek did move his operation down here on the left-hand side, so it is open. We got the Baker Market. We'll go ahead and make our way down to the big sign. It's showing just an 8 on there. I'm showing like a 93 degrees. Country stores. Man Greek Cafe is, we'll see that in a second, right over there. $6.49, so it's very, very expensive. Here is the big thermometer over here. 85 degrees, which I don't really think it's correct. But let's pull in and take a look. So they're real proud of that number 134, the highest temperature recorded. The height of the thermometer. And this was actually turned off for a couple of years because I think the electric bill was something like $15,000 a month. And the owner of Bun Boy was the one who put this up to attract more people to come stop at the area. I don't really see anybody around today. Here's a little sign over here. The original Bun Boy, 1926. Best fresh strawberry pie and butter thin pancakes. First opened in Baker, 1956. One of 3 restaurant was destroyed by fire. 90 rebuilt, reopened in 90, sold in 2000. Bun Boy. There it is. Now say you've seen the world's largest thermometer. I think there was supposed to be another plaque here. Maybe this is it here with the bird do. Built in 1991, 134 feet tall, world's hottest temperature. July 10th, 1913 in Death Valley. 134 degrees. It was built in 91, it fell over. They had to put more concrete to keep it up. Rebuilt, sold in 2000. Barbara Heron regained ownership and she built it, and she's able to afford it because she put LED lights in. But there's a lot of fans and things. There it is. It's like a nice outdoor eating area if you get to snack inside. The gift shop looks like the employees just sitting there. I don't see a soul around. You can find a little shade. Enjoy Gateway to Death Valley. We move up the road. Another weird fact about Baker, California is how off the hook it is for crime, and I mean serious crime. On a scale of 100, this place rates about a 67, whereas Barstow is about a 72. And by way of comparison, guess what LA is? LA comes in at a cool, crisp 31. So this is more than twice. You're more than twice as likely than in LA to have some kind of problem here with crime in this area. Well, there's only one motel left, and I don't even know if that one's still open to Santa Fe. That looks like it's closed down now too. So Let's get on. Speaking of crime, we have our last interesting stop. Now, of course, you'll say, Rosie, a lot of people go out to show us the world's largest outdoor thermometer, the abandoned Royal Hawaiian, Arnie's Royal Hawaiian. But what they don't take you to is the now closed Baker Correctional Facility, where, well, years ago, they had a really, really terrible riot there, and unbelievably, it was a privately run. Cornell was the enterprise, was the company that ran it. And when you have a private for-profit jail, you're not allowed to have any weapons whatsoever. Think about that. In the jail facility, no pepper spray, no blackjacks, no clubs, and certainly no guns and knives. So when the stuff hits the fan, even the supposedly minimal security prison like this, well, things can get pretty out of hand. So let's check it out. Coming up here to where the yeah, you can see where the prison used to be over there. It's closed down after a series of riot that resulted in, well, almost 2 deaths. And evidently what happened was a snitch was located into here, and people went crazy, the inmates. You had whites fighting Latinos. This is something that other people aren't going to show you. Baker Lakeview Road family style housing. Man, look at this. Wow. This is crazy. Visitor parking. Welcome home. This is really strange. Let's ride around a little bit. So I guess this is family style housing here. I guess, I don't know. This is really terribly destitute looking in here. Holy smokes. Sorry about the air. It's 101. But I guess there's actually people living here. Had its share of requisite fires. I haven't seen a soul around, but let's park and head over and see what we can peek around in the facilities. Nosy Rosie on the job, making Baker that much more interesting. We'll talk a little bit about what happened on that night in December when all hell broke loose. And remember, we're miles away from the nearest police station, and these guys aren't allowed to have guns, pepper spray, knives, no protection whatsoever. And well, they were at the mercy. They couldn't do a darn thing when the riots broke out until the cops came. So on December 2nd, 2003, when they decided to plant a snitch within the facility here, that's when some inmates that were here, and this is not a maximum, this was a minimal security prison, noticed this snitch and knew, I guess from court proceedings, that snitch was the one that helped get him locked up. So it was on, and all of a sudden the Latinos started taking up for the Latinos, and the Mexicans started taking up for the Caucasians started taking up for Caucasians. And well, the result was that it was temporarily closed and then permanently closed in 2005. Typical double lock facility where you go in one gate first, lock the outside, and then into the other gate. strange and very weathered. No firearms beyond this point. What a hot place to be incarcerated here. Hope you're enjoying Baker and the unexpected Baker. So this is a perimeter walk. I'm sure this goes all the way around. I can see the old basketball hoop there. And that was some of the housing. But snitches get stitches, and one thing is certainly guaranteed to cause a lot of problems is when a snitch shows up in General Pop and gets made. Oh, according to common practice, snitchers are supposed to go to their own snitch facility. But sometimes stuff happens. Well, that's a hell of a deal right there, huh? That's the big gate where you roll in. Welcome home, boys. I guess if you were a good guy, you could put the flag up in the morning. Flagpoles still remain. Fascinating, huh? Not sure what this looks like. Some type of cafeteria over here. See the rocks arranged everywhere. There's been no penetration of the fences that I can see. There must be the main visitor center building there with the payphone bench. What a fascinating place. And they have the, I guess they use some of the old low-income housing there, but that's not really part of this facility, I don't think. They even got the old lawn tractor up there. Wow. There it is, Baker Correctional Facility. Riot Central, December 2003, closed December 2005. Just as a little post addendum, that guy came over to see what I was doing. He was all cool. But this has now been sold, and this is going to be turned into some type of rehab facility. I guess that's the real growth industry these days, but it is what it is.